I have the thing in front of me.
Well, I mean, you're a dude. That's how that works. By the way, the stream can hear us now.
Yeah.
Hi, stream. Bye, stream.
So today we'll be playing Cyntari's campaign, known as Fortune and Glory. He's going to do an intro on it, and I will shut up and let him do his thing.
Hello, everybody. This is Cyntari, introducing Fortune and Glory. It's a small campaign that I'm running alongside the city of Gilgamesh whenever Soundscream can't do it, or is too busy, or just wants to play. We have a party that is descending down into a dungeon, but the real recap is provided by Koji Stormscale. Koji, could you please come in here? No, this way, over here. No, right through here.
What is all of this?
Just no, don't worry about that. Just speak into this wand here. Yeah, just think of this like a wand, and just stand right here in front of this lensing device. Just hold still and talk. Tell us about your time here with the Fortune and Glory crew.
Is it supposed to be glowing?
Yes, it is. Please continue,
Okay.
and you will be compensated afterwards.
Hello, listeners. I am Koji Stormscale. I am a. Can they see me? No.
Just continue, please.
I am a Dragonborn, a blue-scaled Dragonborn, and I am what you'd call a knight, I suppose. A former member of the 10-Scale Coalition, which I'm sure you've all heard about. I am a part of the group called... I have the notes here. Team Beef and the Nerd. Is that the name we're going with? Fine. We have been traveling for a while. As for the other members of the team, we have Arkken Ironrunner, a Minotaur. He likes to throw axes, and he's good at scouting and tracking things. He's also a married man and a wonderful friend. And next we have Elaneiros, a cleric of Saloon, the goddess of the moon. They are a furbolg. Also a very steadfast and strong friend. And, of course, finally we have Arch Stonebeard, whom I for the longest time thought was just a human. As it turns out, no, he is a half-dwarf. And he is a mage. He points at things and they blow up. And that is as far as my knowledge on this whole mystery goggly-goo goes. So, as I said, we've been together for some months now. We've done a few things. Our very first job together was tracking down a goblin in a cave who had been using some foul magics on the populace of a small little village. There we found a red crystal which our dear mage determined was, I believe, made from blood. Ugh. After that, we took a small stint as a caravan guard. We did consider taking the job of a noble to discover some sort of devilry with some elves who were trying to get bastards into his family. It was a whole thing, and it reeked of bureaucracy. So, honors the work as caravan guards. Here we crossed weapons, let's just say, with the red sash. Crimson sash. Bandits wearing red. And more or less dismantled their organization. Not to the man, but close. We then got to a small merchant city where we went to spend the night. While we were enjoying our time with our patron, who was more than happy that we had managed to get his cart there on time and unharmed, the Red Sash decided that it was time for him to die. So they tried attacking him while he was in the bathroom. I can see it now still as Arkken kicked down the door, charged in there, and likely caused the man to finish his business rather faster than he had imagined. So, seeing as the red sash was not done, we began looking for them, and as it turned out, they had indeed stolen a wagon from the caravan. Tracking them through the wilderness, we arrived at their camp, which was a cave. Here we found out something very disturbing. They were not regular bandits, no. They were like they could turn into animal hybrid thingies. Arch has told me that they were very, very dangerous, and I'm sure he's right. So, delving into this cave, we find, well, first of all, more traces of these red sashes, but also the remnants of a camp, as well as books and a gnarled staff. Arch told us that this was all signs of necromancy, which is magic. While there, a ghost, or something to that effect, appeared, which was apparently the necromancer who owned the place. He was none too happy that we had killed his men and stolen his things. So that happened. So, finishing up the mission with the caravan, we end up returning to a larger city. And here we are once more set upon by the undead, who tried to ambush us in our inn. How rude. However, these undeads were spirits wrapped in bandages, and they had names scrawled on them. In fact, a fake name that Arch had used. So, seeing as we now feared that this name could be confused for someone else, namely the noble employer whom we didn't exactly like, we decided to go back just to make sure he was safe. Because we're good guys like that. As it turns out, he was not. That house was, how do I put this professionally? Haunted to shit. There were undeads, there were ghosts, there were barriers made from the suffering of the undead. It was a whole thing, and we fought our way through it, just murder things left, right, and center. And then we found out what was the cause of it. A witch. And we murdered her too. At this point, we had gathered not gathered, but we had gotten the attention of a warmate of Cormia named Havel, who decided to hire us for additional work, and namely to check out some necromantic activity that had taken place at an orchard. As we arrived there, everyone was dead. Looked like they had been attacked by swarms of mosquitoes or the like. There were needle pricks all over their bodies, which were drained and all dry. It was a disturbing sight that I still see in my nightmares. Why are you making me recount this again?
Just continue.
So, as we were checking out the grounds, our dear Minotaur decided that he would scout ahead. As his skills are well made for, didn't end all that well, though. He was gone for quite a while, and when we got to him, well, he was about to find the pointy and wiggly end of a cultist's dagger. They, of course, got murdered. Killed, defeated. Honorably fought. So, at this point, we had tracked them to a graveyard with a big old mausoleum. Of course, we decided to enter the mausoleum, seeing as that thing had been guarded by them. And found a dungeon underneath. No, not the dungeon you're thinking of. An actual meant to hold people prisoner dungeon. Where we found probably the most unlikable vampire I've ever seen, and his fan group. Well, more cultists, I guess. We killed most of these cultists, save for some who performed a ritual to reawaken the vampire. Upon which he promptly tore them apart and could not get out, so he tried convincing us to let him free in exchange for information. Generally speaking, in case any kids are listening, if an ancient evil promises you anything in exchange for letting them go, it's not worth it. Just don't let them out. It is not worth it. So, after that, we used a ring we had gotten from Havel, which teleported him to us or us to him. My memory's a bit foggy. I'd taken a blow from an ogre to the head. Either way, he decided that he would deal with the dungeon, and that more or less takes us up to where we are, I believe. We were awaiting clues, as it were. Do I need to describe the night of drinking as well?
No, that's fine. What about afterwards? Didn't you go to that Sunset Hill place?
Oh yeah, we had set out for the Sunset Hill. That is correct. Yes, I don't believe. Aren't we still on the way there?
No. You're down in that. You tracked down the to the warehouse, the cultist activity, the big smokestack coming out of one of the warehouses.
Right.
And you're going to
Like
investigate why this one warehouse had a big smokestack and the rest of them were nothing.
Right, you are. Like I said, concussion. And I believe that, however, does leave us where we are.
Thank you, Koji. That'll be enough. The gold will be at the door.
Gold.
Yeah, and some chicken.
Chicken. Wait, what? This one is alive and feathery. Oh,
yeah,
I know.
to keep them fresh. You know. Thank you, Koji. So the story picks up for us as the group has determined some cultist activity in Sunset Hill is centered around the warehouse district. Some disappearances and some weird movements at night, and the appearance recently of a gigantic smokestack. Not a chimney. If you're not familiar with what a smokestack is, it's one of those big, long, industrial chimneys, but big, tall, to pump out all sorts of toxic and noxious stuff above the general air that the people of the town breathe. A very unusual thing to see rising out of the warehouse district. They broke into the warehouse quietly with the help of magic, levitation, and skillful axe work to pry open a window pane by Arkken Ironrunner. As the group stealthily made their way in, they went down a stairwell into a lower section underneath. The stairwell is unique because it was hidden behind a massive iron door. It seemed to be hastily made by human hands, very much to the disgust of the half-dwarven mage we have in the party. His knowledge of ironwork and craftsmanship led him to feel disgust upon seeing it. Very unusual to see in a warehouse. After they passed into it, they ended up in the bottom. The stair. Where's my controls? Goodness. Roll 20. Behave. You're distracting me with your obstinacy. So everybody sees their characters in the room that they're currently in. The stairs off to their side here is the stairs you came down. Everything around you appears to be well cut stone. This is a very much prepared area. There is doors to your south here. Just orient yourself, north-south, as per the map is laid out. To your south here, and then to the west here, there is another door, and this is just sealed off brickwork right here. The lighting is very ethereal and glowing blue, giving everything a very eerie appearance.
Interesting.
Arch and Ella can roll whichever's higher. I know one of them has a choice, but Arcana or Religion. Elaneiros, Elaneiros, in front of you, in this bright blue beam in front of you.
Jesus Christ.
What was that?
That was an ad.
Hmm,
I'm opening up my subclass.
gotcha. And the bright blue beam in front of you is kind of a overhead, and it is almost appears to be a beam. It seems to be piercing through a certain section of the stonework. Now, don't move your character. Like I said, don't move your character. This is you taking in your environment. So I'm going to describe things first so you understand what's going on. It appears to be a line of power. You're not really sure what it is. You get a faint sense from your teachings and knowledge that there are lines of power intersecting all sorts of different places throughout Faerun, and this seems to be a section of it, or at least a captured section of it. It's odd to see here. Don't know if it's captured or used to power the lights. The light seems to be similar. That is not a barrier, though I've used similar artwork before to indicate barriers. That is just an overhead beam of translucent light. Stonebeard, that is a fey line, or a ley line, I mean. It's one of the magical power lines that intersect all across the world. While Elaneiros may understand it in a basic sense, you understand it in its intrinsic sense that this is part of the intrinsic weave that protects all of that guards all of magic itself and governs its usage. This is one of the solidified sections of it that creates the outline for the weave itself. And then its captured piece right here, whether either it dips into this lower section for a moment and dips back up, indicates that this princess is meowing at me. This indicates this place is powered magically and is being used possibly for that reason.
So this is likely the reason why this place is here.
Right.
Was
And
to take advantage of this magical ley line.
right. And I'm just going to roll your knowledge check because I'm not going to make you roll again. Princess, I'm not feeding you. Go the fuck away. I have a black cat named Princess who's wandering across my desk for any listeners, and she is very demanding for my attention in most cases, and very demanding in this particular case.
A princess.
Very much a princess. She's named after her behavior. I'm just going to roll this into a general knowledge check and something that would just be intrinsic to your character and it is growing up. The stonework is older than the buildings above it. Likely this was built at some point for another purpose. And for you, for anybody else, similar to how cities are built upon the ruins of the city behind it. Paris has catacombs and very much other stuff underneath it. Same goes for London. Same goes for Chicago. There's an underneath portion that everything was built up on top of as buildings were forgotten and built up over. This seems to be the case.
Does the stonework seem like dwarven style, elven style?
Generic enough to be humanoid. It could be halfling, gnomon. It's good. It's not bad, but it's
it's not distinctly dwarven, not distinctly elven, so it could be any of the others and a mixture of all the between.
Mm-hmm.
So, because dwarves wouldn't use any other techniques than their dwarves, elves wouldn't use any other techniques other than theirs. Everybody else is pretty much going to adopt the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to use whatever they feel is necessary.
Yep. All right.
And Elaneiros, I need you to. You have a passive perception of 15 is good enough. At the top of the stairs that you came behind, you see something that catches your eye. Just one of those corner of your eye things. And as you look up the stairs, you see the tail of a black cat twitching back and forth and walking around the corner out of sight.
A familiar black cat?
Possibly.
As a note, I do not have Reginald in here with us. I would not make him come in here.
He's likely probably perched on the building outside
to
watch for anybody who's coming to the building is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a name for that black cat.
She never gave you one, as far as I can recall.
Yeah, no. Can I go up and talk to it?
Yeah, if you want to go back up the stairs, you're more than welcome to.
Just quickly halfway up the stairs and and ask if she has an opinion on this. Like, clearly the tail is twitching, so what's going on?
You call up with your voice to the upper stairs to the cat.
Yes. Miss Cat, do you know anything about this? You seem triggered by something.
One moment. The tail twitches and vibrates annoyingly and steps around and disappears fully around the corner, vibrating annoyingly as it does so.
Guys, one sec. And Hila's gonna go all the way up and look out.
You're in the pre-chamber room behind the iron door that just conceals the stairs. You're at the top of the stairs now in that room by yourself. And you see a black cat sitting there, a familiar black cat.
Gonna go over to it. What's happening? What's up?
I don't like this place.
I mean, I can see that, but any specific reason?
I just feel like it's something very dangerous to creatures like me, and things are not what they seem. You should be very, very careful.
Of course. Well, there's a ley line down there, so the gods know whatever they've planned down here can't be good. It's so you're just getting a bad feeling, nothing specific.
I just don't want to go down there. But good luck.
Yeah, no one is forcing you.
She
Well, have
disappears
fun
in
up
front of
here.
you. She disappears in front of you as she says that and listens to your words. As you say, have fun up here. She slips in between the worlds, as she has done before many times in front of you.
Always interesting. And Ela's gonna walk back down.
You done
Now
with
you're
your
up.
flight of fancy?
Yes. It was just the cat warned us that something bad is down here.
All right.
But since the eerie lighting and a ley line being here, someone most certainly has made something interesting down here. Can't be anything good. But I'm trusting Art to know more.
Arch, do you want to share any knowledge about ley lines to the rest of the group?
I believe I would tell them it is a ley line. It is the source of probably most of the magical reinforcements to this building. And for somebody to know what this is, notice what it is, and then manipulate and use it the way it's already apparent that they are doing, that it is very scary. And they must not have a great love for chickens. Because this is not a chicken-friendly place.
You are free to move about your characters and ask questions and interact with the environment as you so choose. Thank you for letting me lay out the area.
All right, so vote we take the slow and steady, nice sneaky approach if possible.
You do know who you're traveling with here.
Correct. But still, if we even have the slightest chance of getting the jump on whoever might be down here before they get the jump on us.
That's a fair point.
Sure.
Worst case scenario, we fail. Would be the same as walking. Best case scenario, it goes well.
Question for the GM.
Yes.
How cramped is this space? Like, would I have a problem getting the lave to bear, or?
No, it's the appropriate space, 5-foot spacing. So you're looking at a 20-foot across and all that stuff like that. So in this room, you have plenty of room to swing and poke.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, the ceiling is appropriately high, about the 8-foot typical height of normal buildings and stuff like that.
Okay,
So
just asking because I wouldn't be opposed to bringing out the mall again. I still have it.
the mall's a fan favorite.
I don't know why, but that mall just performs.
It rolls well for some
It's-
reason.
It's because the mall's underrated.
Mhm.
DM,
Yes.
is that right there a door?
Yes, those are doors. Yeah, as weird. They just look creepy and weird, but those are just doors.
I just want to make sure it wasn't like a window or something.
No,
I'm
those
going
are
to
solid
go up.
doors. And this right here is a reinforced wall.
Okay, so it's a wall.
This
just
right
a
here.
reinforced one.
This one, yeah, this one I'm pointing at over here with the red.
Yeah.
That's just a wall. These are doors.
Okay, I'd like to inspect this door for traps, anything arcane related. I did not stop and cast detect magic because I figured with a ley line right there, my eyeballs would explode.
Possible.
So I'd prefer not to have exploding eyeballs.
Yeah. So you can roll investigation.
Cast detect magic. What do you mean it's 2 months later?
From what you can tell going over this door, there's not much here for trap work. The stone seems to be undisturbed on the edges. The door jamb doesn't appear to be lined with anything. There's no wires. And the keyhole just appears to be a keyhole.
I checked to see if it's locked.
It is not.
I opened the door.
All right. One moment.
Shotgun blast.
Goom.
Hey, Arch rolled a nat 1. He would say, "Oh, this door's just fine," and open it. So I feel
Yes.
that there should be. Oh Lord!
You see a zombie standing behind, just waiting, it seems to be, behind another, familiar robed cultist. And there's a bit of a delay there between you opening it and them hearing it open. And there's a bit of surprise on both sides. It's not like you didn't expect to see cultists, but just boom, cultists in the very first door behind it. There is potentially. Let's get these. Let's make sure we know what we're looking at.
I assume they noticed me open the door, right?
Yeah. I'm saying there's a delay. They're like, huh? What's that? Oh, shit. Adventurers.
Oh shit!
Oh, I
As
missed a
everything
spot. I missed a
slows
section.
down.
Missed a section. And so you would see various pieces of what's going on around in that area. And his nose bone is built differently. And what would be Ark's reaction to seeing that the first thing he opens up? Because there's going to be maybe a surprise moment.
Koji, are we fighting or talking?
I'd already been trying to get in front of you at that point.
Firebolt.
Okay. Firebolt on the zombie itself. You rolled a
Yeah,
12.
the zombie.
It has an insanely low AC, so you hit it. As I get lost in my tabs. As I do.
The story of a DM.
I need all these tabs. I keep going down to Discord to bring up Roll20. Apparently, I needed like a Roll20 app.
How many tabs do you have open? Yes.
Yes.
Can't be as many as Nexus has.
No.
It takes the firebolt to the back. instantly goes on aggressive mode and just turns around in its shambling motion that you'd think so quickly you'd think it'd tear off a knee, but it doesn't. It's like, what? Intruders! And the other
No.
cultist turns around, and we're going to roll initiative.
Yay.
That should be on the map layer. Why did I select that? That's why. Okay.
That guy didn't yell, right? He whispered intruders.
Intruders! Yeah, he's talking to potentially the guy next to him. If you can see a bit of his arm there.
Good, good. There's no yelling.
Can you do that shimmy again?
Shimmy, the shimmy shake? Do the shimmy
Shimmy
slide?
shake. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do the truffle shuffle.
Okay.
Now, if he
And
gets
so we
in a
have
line,
initiative. And I'll roll for them.
10 because of advantage.
Move out.
Apparently, I only have 2 numbers on my dice.
I
Yes.
typed a 20 and pressed enter, and I think I overwrote your initiative, Elaneiros, on accident. I tried to do that on a cultist.
He does the same. But if
Mine's
worst comes to
fine.
worst, we can edit our own initiatives, funnily enough. Just like, John, why do you have a 55 in initiative? I don't know.
Mhm.
Just rolled it. I must have good dice. It's split down the middle.
yes.
It's just real good dice.
Oh,
man.
you actually have a 20 initiative. I was looking at Koji's 6, and I was like, oh, don't tell me I took that away. Koji has a 10, apparently.
Yeah, because advantage.
Oh, you have advantage on it? Cool beans.
What the heck, Koji?
What the heck, what?
I gave you advantage, and that's what you do with it.
I have a +0.
I have
Hey,
a
look,
+1.
I have a +1, and I'm doing just fine.
It's when you roll those nat 20s back to back, dude. Well, you did
I
get nat 1 in the middle there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said,
Alright.
my dice only have 2 numbers on it, a 1 and 20.
All right, so
Does Koji need more performance enhancers?
Mm-hmm. He needs all of them.
all right, so the initiative has been established. It started off with a quick firebolt to the back of a zombie. He turned around and announced his presence. It's now Arch's turn all over again. What do you wish to do, Arch?
We lost
Sunscreen
Soundscreen.
disappeared.
He is back.
Sound
Whoop.
scream.
Yeah.
Word of advice: don't close Discord.
Word of advice? I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Just crashed on you?
No. The display driver update I was doing apparently closed Discord for some reason.
Oh,
Nice.
that is your turn. What would you like to do?
Figured it was. I want to reload roll 20 so I can actually see things.
Mhm.
And had we... I didn't... Correct me if I'm wrong. When we came down here, had I used any spells before we came down here?
You cast Levitate to lower Arkken down from the top level of the.
Right.
Because what happened was he climbed up to the. You levitated him up to these upper windows, because the windows in the warehouse were those upper
Right.
ones just to let
We're
in
in
light.
the warehouse. That's right. I remember it now.
And he carved it open and you shoved him through before he was ready, and he couldn't contort himself, and you lowered him down before he was ready. He had to miss some boxes.
Gotcha. I am still going to cast a spell. Let's do Scorching Ray. I'm going to do 1 on the zombie
Mhm.
and 2 on the not zombie. Where is my character sheet?
I ate it.
No, it's right in front of me. I'm just being dumb.
Also, you're passing up the chance to fireball.
I am.
Lightning bolt.
I don't have that yet. All right, so first one on the zombie.
Hits.
Wow, that's pathetic.
2 fire damage.
It theoretically hits.
That's on the
Cultist
cultist?
behind him.
And then I've got one more, which is also on the cultist.
You're fucking the cultist up.
Yeah.
The zombie takes a fire to his chest, and his resilience seems to prevent the scorching to do anything, as zombies are known to be resilient to damage and keep fighting well past anything that they're known for. But the cultist, on the other hand, takes two massive fire rays directly to his chest, scorching him and blistering his skin and tearing open his clothes. It almost looks like he got hit with like a Star Wars blaster, just ripped him apart and left him scoring. And he's just clutching his chest in pain, barely able to stand. Get them.
I always picture it like there's in Dragon Ball Z, Frieza does this thing where he shoots a bunch of little bolts out and his hand moves really fast. I always picture it like that. And then
I am nearly as fast.
Right. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to move back here. Because why would I stay up front? Like, all right, guys, I did my part. Go kill him.
Elaneiros, it is your turn. You have a scared arch behind you. He has opened a door before everyone is ready and
I
pissed
am
off
not
the guys behind him.
scared. I'm not scared.
Okay, then you stand in front.
No, I'm just not stupid. Look, I brought 3 beefs with the nerd for a reason, okay?
Yeah.
I swear if we ever get popular, that's going to be a brand.
Okay. Koji, you got a nice line to charge into.
Yep.
And I'm gonna toll the dead on the first guy here.
Send him back to his grave.
You know, if we combined the two parties, it would be perfectly balanced.
That's all
Finally-
things should be.
We'd finally have some strength for that team.
Its resistance would be constitution based.
Mm-hmm. Zombie resistant? Yeah.
Roll20 is apparently very busy. It makes the save.
Not too bad. No damage.
Boom. Though a very loud bell sound, despite the person wanting to keep this quiet, a very loud bell sound just tolls out from Elaneiros' character. The sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. So around the zombie, there's a doom.
Actually,
Hope-
someone put a bell over its head and went gong.
Essentially.
Yep.
And it resists the damage. It was supposed to go away. Close. Thank you. And is there anything else would you like to do, Elaneiros?
I would like to rage.
You
No.
can. You are now very angry.
Why am I looking at that? I don't have it prepared. Nope. That's
wishful
it.
thinking.
Yes.
The cultist will take his action. Not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted. Thank you. Alrighty. It raises its hand and points it at you, Koji, being the only one remaining in front of it. The cultist fires a ray
No,
of
it doesn't.
enfeeblement at you, and it disintegrates mid-air as Arch uses his reaction time. I want you to draw a line from your character, snap to center. Yep, it's in range. And DC equals casting spells with level higher. Make an ability check. Okay, it is a first level spell, so there's no DC check to be made.
I need him strong and healthy. Leave him alone.
The Rave Enfeeblement disintegrates about here in midair as the magics meet, intertwine, and fizzle out. Curse you! Get him!
Cluck, cluck, cluck goes the little chicken.
And then all of a sudden, a ghast appears from behind in the little alcove and charges.
Can he fit between his people?
Speaking of, I actually think the brain
They
would have
can go
missed.
through ally squares just like you can. It's nothing prevents them from doing so.
I know, I just wanted to be obtuse about it.
Be annoying. Gotcha.
Hey, you're welcome.
So that's his first movement. Yeah, he'll just move straight up to you with a full move. He'll double move to get right in your face.
When he gets there, he provokes an attack of opportunity from the glaive.
That is
Solo
fine.
Master.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead and make your attack.
That was not supposed to be with advantage, only 13.
13 versus a ghast. That's a ghost, not a ghast. Click on the right link.
A guest, a ghost. Oh, a ghost, a guest.
Mm-hmm. Does hit. Roll damage.
That has already been rolled, 13.
13.
And he is marked with the unwavering mark. As Koji sets his narrow glare on it. Do you want a refresh of what the mark does?
Prevents it from attacking anything else by forcing disadvantage on any other target but you.
So long as it's within 5 feet of me,
Mhm.
it has disadvantage on attacks against anyone other than me. Even if it's not within 5 feet. If it still decides to attack someone else, I can on my next turn as a bonus action make a retaliatory strike.
Cool. Now, it doesn't stop its movement, however, right?
No, it doesn't.
So its double move finishes by being right in front of you. And I believe that's all it's going to be able to do at this particular point in time.
All right.
It's a stench effect that takes effect when you start your turn near it. You've already started your turn. So
That's not good.
now the other cultist is going to step out and forward. I'll deal with them. And he casts Magic Missile. Koji, you take 10 points of damage.
Ouch.
It is now your turn, Koji.
All right. Start of my turn, I believe there's a con save.
Yes, there is. You pass.
19.
DC 10. You are no longer able to be affected by that particular ghast stench.
All right. Time to attack a ghast.
Don't look so aghast about it.
Yeah. So attacking the ghast right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Crit.
Oh,
For a total of 15
15.
damage. I presume it still stands?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Though
I have,
pieces of it are still hanging off of it. It is very fucked up.
I have extra attack, so additional attack.
There you go. It hits, I believe.
For another 14.
It does hit. Cuts it into pieces. falls apart.
Cut
Loud.
my gassed into pieces. That was his last. Sorry.
All right. I have some movement.
Yeah, it doesn't have any resistance like a zombie does, so it just dies. And
Moving.
put that to the map there.
All the way up there.
Okay, right in front of that cultist's face.
Yep. And I have a bonus action attack. With the butt end of the glaive.
You miss, but good attempt. I love the energy.
Do I want to do more? Yeah, fuck it. Let's go ahead and utilize Action Surge for an additional attack action, which means 2 more attacks on that poor cultist. First attack.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I presume that hits.
Relentless you are. Yes, it hits, and it slashes him across the chest.
And second attack.
That hits.
That's
Damn robes have no protection for these assholes.
Yeah, and that is all the things I can do in a turn. That is all my actions spent.
So at the end of this, you're like, hey, can we take a short rest?
No.
No, he'd need a long one.
Yeah, action. Actually, does Action Surge come back on a short or long?
Long.
Short.
Nope, short or long.
Is it short? Wow.
Yep.
It's insane.
All the fighter shit comes back on a short rest.
Also, the guy right in front of me is right now marked.
Yes.
And likely in a position he really much doesn't want to be in.
New.
That's my turn.
Arkken, it's your turn. There's a body of a stinky corpse here, but the stench is dissipated as its power came from necromantic sources, and being dead has been released.
Yeah, it can lay there and die as much as it want. I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying it's not going to have a stench effect on you.
Ah, good to know. Alright. Let us see if I'm within range. I have to move. Mhm. 2 more squares.
Move.
Moving out. I'll hoof it from here. Anyways.
It would behoove you to behave.
Oh, God.
Don't prod me, boy. Anyways, the guy in the back. Let's pray.
Yeah.
On Red Cloak McGee.
Red Cloak McGee has been marked. He has 2
Yes.
scorching holes in his chest from powerful magics that have assaulted him. And he is ready to get fucked up.
Yeah. Axe.
Hits him hard. Catches him right in the face.
All right. Is he still
And-
standing?
New.
All
Between
right.
that and the holes in his chest, he has been reduced to map layer fodder.
Great. Then a blue guy, magic doohickey bastard. He's gonna get my other attack. Hiya. No mark though. That's fair.
No, that's fair enough.
Minimum damage. Sadness. Oh well, it's fine.
He catches him. Excuse me.
You're excused.
I burped, so I didn't know if you heard it.
We didn't.
You're not excused anymore. That's
God
disgusting.
damn it. And catches him, but it doesn't kill him. As the axe magically returns to you,
Yeah.
leaving him with a gaping wound across his belly.
He must feel real shitty about now. Well, that's my turn. I've used action and bonus action.
There's a zombie behind this guy, and my options on moving him is very limited, I believe.
Yeah.
I think he's kinda
Because he
stuck.
can't share a square. He can go
And he can't
through it, but not.
trade.
Yeah. Fighters can.
If they're bait and switch.
And I
Mhm.
don't think he's intelligent enough to lean in and attack and go
Yeah,
back.
he's not able to do anything then. So he's kind of locked into place. But We're at the bottom of the round, and we're sliding back to the front before Arch has his chance to act. Something that was hard for you to see from your particular angle, but I will reveal a small portion of it so you can understand. There is a door back behind him. And coming out of that door to the ruckus in the hallway, it'd be easy for them to hear, especially, it's the same hallway, is a cultist and his mummy.
Aw. Hi, Mum.
They take a step out and see what's happening. We're going to add them to the turn.
Mother, I crave violence.
They come out. They come out like, "Hey guys, what's all this? Not holy fuck!"
And we'll just add them to the turn order. They won't take actions until it is their initiative, which I just rolled. And let me resort. There we go.
I was really wanting to save this for later.
You do have a Wand of Magic Missile. Don't forget that exists in your inventory.
Yeah, I did forget I had that.
So you can save your spell slots and still do spell damage by utilizing your tools.
But kaboom!
But kaboom. Yes, but is this all the kaboom that you need to do in this dungeon? Or if you want to roleplay Arkken that short-sighted, that's up to you.
No.
Where's the
Arken's going to sleep
earth-shattering
after this.
kaboom?
Oh no.
So,
Where is my magic missile wand on my sheet? Wand current charges is 5. Okay. Now, remind me, magic missile, can you break up where the missiles go?
Yeah.
Okay, and if I use 4 charges, where is my inventory stuff? Sorry, I don't get to play with character sheets very often, like where I actually have to care what's on them. First, second, third. Okay, so
So
if
you
I
can
do 4, it'd be equivalent to a 4th level magic missile.
which is like 7d4? 7, yeah. So do you really want to nuke some of these guys with 7d4, or do you think 1 will be enough?
74 plus 7.
Yeah, well, because I want 1 going towards the zombie. So it's like I want 2 to this guy, 1 to this guy, and then the rest of them to this guy.
So 3 up front and 4 in the back.
Yeah.
If you're
Or
kids.
or I take that back. I'm gonna do the smart thing. Just gonna do the smart thing. Guy up front, in the very, very front, is going to get a firebolt, potentially. So does a 17 hit him?
Firebolt? Okay.
Yeah, the guy right here.
Mhm.
Right,
It hits him and takes his head, it takes his face off. It has the powerful
take his
firebolt.
face off.
Firebolt sails past not only one ally, Arkken Ironrunner, the second ally, Koji Stormscale, and slams into the available, easy to recognize target of the bad guy, which is a face. As 15 fire damage hits him in the face, it scorches much of his flesh off, toppling him to the ground.
And that is the end of my turn. Actually, I say that. Boop, 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 boop. Just in case. Yep, I'll go there.
Oh, you say that. Turn. What are you talking about?
Elaneiros, it is your turn.
Well, that is awkward.
Yes, it is.
Awkward.
Mm-mm. Hawk's outside.
May I get past you, Arch?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Kitchen? Bless. On all of the beef.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Up
So
to 3
yes.
creatures.
You're
Evie.
supposed to
So you
all the-
and you, Elaneiros, Arkken, and Koji. Arch is not included.
And guys, do your thing.
Whoa.
That is the corner grab. Don't want to resize the mummy. Mummies don't have much in the way of movement.
Give us the big mummy.
This big mommy milkers.
That's how you
Hi,
get
Twitch.
super. That's how you get super.
So super AIDS.
What was it? Like mummy rot. That's how you get super mummy rot.
Oh, jeez.
Ew.
It has a speed of 20, so it can only move 40 on a double move. Which puts it just behind the zombie.
Perfect.
Because it can't occupy the same space as the zombie. So it shambles forward as quickly as it can underneath the orders of the cultist. You notice that it's actually giving it orders. Get up there. I don't think actually a mummy can do anything. Okay. Koji.
Yep.
As the mummy walks up to you, it lowers its gaze and its eyes glimmer, forcing you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Yee. Never mind.
It attempts to fill you with a dreadful glare and make you frightened and have you hold in place, but you shake off any inklings as that energy strikes you. You shake it off, and you are held steadfast, knowing that this mummy will never scare you. AKA, it cannot try to do that on you for the next 24 hours.
Frick yeah. Also, my personality trait now takes effect.
Mm-hmm. And that's all I can do. And Koji, it's your turn.
Alrighty then. First of all, a glaive attack at the zombie in front of me.
Go for it.
22 to hit.
Nice.
Reach weapon.
It slices into the zombie, dropping it to all right. Let's make that roll. It fails and dies as its mummy resilience or zombie resilience does not hold up. And it collapses to the ground.
In that case, step forward and make another strike, this time at the mummy.
Okay.
Because extra attack just goes hard.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to use the once per rest ability on the Glaive of Accuracy to give myself advantage on the attack.
You
20.
strike true, slicing into the rotted form wrapped in funerary garb and dealing 7 points of damage.
And
Though mummies are very tough, it is only a scratch across its chest.
Alright. Also, in case it matters, the polearm is magical.
Oh, I'm aware that like all of you are wielding magic weapons essentially. So it's just kind of part and parcel to how I understand things with you guys.
Fair enough. And finally, the bonus action, attack with the
Oh.
butt end of the glaive.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, go right ahead.
That's not supposed to be with advantage, so that's just a 9.
Remember your
9
bless.
versus. Remember, you're blessed.
I forgot the bless.
You
13.
hit.
That's 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nope, there it is. As long as it's from magical, bludgeoning still hurts it. Okay. So yes, it takes the full effect of that 8 damage.
Alright.
And you would notice that. You would notice resistances and things like that.
and take a single step back.
All right.
Just holding the position.
The cultist in the back levels a finger towards you and tries the Rave Enfeeblement again. It's almost like these guys studied underneath the same person and have the same spell set.
Uh-oh.
Does a 13 hit you, Koji?
No, it does not.
The Rave Enfeeblement does not find its target, striking instead against some debris wall and or the mummy itself in front of him. I do not know how to describe how it misses a straight line attack without hitting the guy behind him, without hitting the guy behind him, without hitting the guy behind him.
Has like 4 different targets, and 3 of them are giants. Misses all of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the D&D rules dictate you miss,
Eh,
but
The armor absorbed it. It
I
didn't
don't know
have
if his
enough
armor's
punch.
magical. Is your armor magical? Or your shield or anything?
No, and I don't have a shield. I'm using a two-handed
Well,
weapon, but
lead isn't magical, but it absorbs X-rays.
I could have deflected it with the glaive.
Yeah.
He didn't focus enough, so it just fizzles.
Whichever we want to say it, it just misses. It's one of those.
Why was that little one in the back clucking? This is so distracting. Now I want some Cadbury eggs.
I was thinking more of the
Commercial.
scene from Hook where Robin
Yeah.
Williams was mocking.
Why is the clocking come from his pants?
That's another question. Arkken, it's your turn. There is a mummy
Ah,
in front of
right.
you and a cultist behind that guy.
Well,
Behind
cultist,
him. What?
cultist is at my long range, so I ain't gonna be hitting him. So let's just focus down the big mummy. Let's start it off. How all good turns start off. And activate Slayer Spray. Click the wrong
Activate
one.
it. Yeah, you click the damage.
Anyways,
on the mummy, right?
yeah. First attack. Hiya.
Hits. Jesus. Roll your Slayer's Spray damage again.
Hiya.
15 damage.
Second attack. Hiya.
Wow.
This is a great level for martial characters.
Mm-hmm.
And thrown weapons are just baseline good.
Mm-hmm. Now they
Don't
are.
worry, don't worry. We're gonna fall off hard.
No, we're not. I'm only gonna
Did
get
you-
stronger when I get
Did you
third
roll-
level spells.
You only do Slayer's Spray damage once a turn,
Yeah, only on first attack that hits. Hunter's mark is on everything. And
which
that's
you haven't
next,
placed yet.
and it's next turn if it lives that long.
And it is starting to look a little ragged. The damage it's taking from all the slashing weapons is tattering up its wrappings and revealing more of the rotted, diseased corpse underneath.
Yummy.
Bullseye.
All right, the cultist in the back is still up. Got the mummy in the front, and we have Arch at the plate.
I'm
Pitcher's
going
known
for
to
the
throw some
cultist
curveballs.
in the back.
Who's on first?
It's exactly.
Yes. Who is indeed on first? Ooh, that's not a very good roll.
It hits.
Maybe if I'd gotten blessed.
It hits. Jesus, they have a 12 AC.
That's 14 damage. As I kind of jump, and I have to jump and stand on tippy toes to see him. I do that little, put my hand on Elaneiros' shoulder, and I jump and pull a little bit and throw the firebolt with my right hand. Stupid big people in the way.
Go prone, shoot between our legs.
That strikes him very hard across the abdomen, and he grabs where his, the lower part of his sternum and his chest, where it meets his stomach. He just grabs that like, ah!
No wonder there's so many of you, because any individual one of you is worthless. And that's my turn.
Demoralizing. Jesus. You don't mean anything. You're worthless.
We're trying to start a union.
We're trying to find value in ourselves by doing something great, and you just have to come in. All right. Elaneiros, it is your turn.
Yep. Just gonna continue tolling the dead
All right.
on the cultist.
Ooh.
Ding 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 dong.
Cultist. Lose. Lose, cultist, lose. They're
I
not
keep
very
rolling
wise.
ones.
Holy
They're
Lord.
not very wise. I just gave him a +1. But he made it, though. Unfortunately, the tolling has no effect.
I'll be right back.
This is Churchhammer all over again.
Church have whatever used told the dead, funnily enough.
No, but he
But
used
then I
the-
add a D4 to my save.
With bless. If only that was possible.
But
Yeah.
Sacred Flame always missed for Church Hammer. His melee combat was a lot better.
Yeah.
It is the zombie's turn. Or mummy's turn.
Yep.
The mummy is going to shamble forward into
Mummy.
automatic attack range.
Yep. And I'm giving it an attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 1d4 to hit, but I think a 22 should be enough.
22 is enough, and you slash him for 12 points of damage.
Yep.
As more of his tattering wrappings fall away, revealing an emaciated, strangely somehow still diseased corpse. How that's possible can only be explained by necromancy.
Which I do not understand.
Mm-mm. And it continues shambling forward into range to punch you.
Yeah.
It cannot use its dreadful glare on you anymore, so that multi-attack doesn't matter. And we'll just roll this then. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Take 12 points of damage as you are punched by the insanely strong fist of a necromantically reinforced corpse.
Ow.
And you must now make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty then.
You feel that disease try to reach through the wounds that it created into you to cause you to transform into one of its own. Your body says, fuck that. Yeah, plus D4. Yeah, there you go, Elaneiros.
There we go. Very important.
Very important. And you shrug off any potential infection from the mummy rot. You are not prevented from being hit again and forced to make that save again, unlike the dreadful glare. You are not
That's
immune.
perfectly fine.
And that is all it does this turn. Koji, it is your turn.
Koji's
Alright.
having none of that. Both wisdom and con save.
Alright. I'm going to strike back with the glaive. And a 1. And a 2.
And a ching chung potato.
I presume both hit.
Both hit. Sorry,
First
I'm eating in
dealings.
between all this stuff.
Alright. First dealing 6 damage, the second dealing 15.
The mummy comes apart in front of your eyes as the disease holding up the corpse is no longer able to maintain its form, and it seems to partially turn to dust. All those wrappings, so it's bone and dried flesh and bits of dusted remains clapped at your feet. The cultist in the back seems a little worried.
Yeah, because I got to move still.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to use my bonus action to second wind as I'm walking over. Just healing myself for 7.
Very nice.
Just spitting out a bit of blood as I walk over.
And at that point, I do need to take the moment to
Landmine.
reveal what you just passed by.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, the 10 crossbowmen that sat ready.
That all had
Without,
all
without
had
held
prepared
action.
attacks,
Yeah.
and just watch
And
as
sharpshooter.
none of them hit. Just all of it chinking off the armor.
It reminds me of a story that I read about a Shadowrun character who had this Gatling gun or minigun, and he was set up right in front of a elevator that he knew bad guys were going to come up. And after his roll was done, they determined that all he did was outline their character with bullet holes, missing every single shot with a minigun at close range.
Did give him an intimidate bonus at least.
I don't know. Which is ridiculous. Like, I'm point blank with a minigun and I miss?
Yeah.
Are you done, Koji?
I got nothing else I can do.
The cultist is going to try to run. Let's see. How much do we got? Oh. He charges down here and he starts fumbling with the lock. Because he double moved and his interact does not give him the time to get his keys. And then also open the lock. So he's stuck there, panicking as he's slamming himself against the door, trying to, not really slamming himself against the door, but, he kind of like, he's hurriedly working his keys and he's trying to get the door open. He's not pounding on it. I want to give you that indication.
Every once in a while, like looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, like that. And that is now Arken's turn.
All righty then.
Go for it. Do the long range.
I get as close as I can. Let's see. It's at woefully less bonus, but I can still try something. Let me just make sure I'm within range for this. It is within 60 feet. So I use my bonus actions once again. Activate Slayer Spray. I love Slayer Spray. Anyway, I am going to pull out another weapon and let go of my hand axe.
Mhm.
I'm going to pull out my longbow. I am woefully inept with this. Apparently not. Well, Slayer Spray crits, so
Okay, Legolas.
bullseye.
So 19 damage.
Yeah, said I have a second attack too. Ha! I have bless.
Well, it's still a net one.
Shh, quiet.
First arrow pins him to the door, but not hard enough to hold him up because it's just an arrow. But as he slides down, he pulls the arrow free with a thunk out of the door and he falls to the ground.
The second arrow sails into the brickwork. I'm just like, oops.
No, it lands where his head was.
That's why it misses so brutally. And thus we are out of combat. And you're left wondering if you made too much noise. Roll perception checks. Arch. Ugh. I need to say Arch. I want to say Ark when I mention Stonebeard's name. That gets confused with Arkken. There's a potential for some action on the other side of that door nearby to the south there, buddy. As you did a lot of activity here and fighting, and there might be some people coming down from here.
Koji,
Hear something to that effect?
Yeah, you hear that.
Yes, please.
There
Hey,
more
you hear-
coming.
All right. Turning
Get
around,
over here.
running back. Just stopping there for a moment.
I almost thought,
What-
Arkken, just for a second, as you dropped your axe, like it magically reappears back in your belt because it's a returning axe.
True, but
I want to hold position here, and I want to hold an action.
Sure.
If when that door opens, I'm going to cast Burning Hands through it.
Okay.
Heal for 16.
Oh, 16. That puts me at full. Thank you.
Give me 1 second. As you guys prepare for that, there's action happening on the other side of that door. You're getting it in the middle of burning hands. Did you not hear what he said?
It's fine. I can mold it
Sculpt
around him.
him. That's
He
right.
has sculpted around me before.
You
I-
do.
I
Stop
do not-
moving.
I do not fear Archer's magic.
Sorry. But
I can fix that.
Please don't. I don't want to have to hit you with my blade butt again.
the first co-wrangler.
All right. So we are opening the door from the other side.
Bitch.
That's how it's opening.
Do we have time to ready actions?
We already have ready to actions, and you guys are doing a lot of moving while I was trying to reveal this and a lot of talking. I just let you guys do it, but
Fair enough.
this is just going to happen at this point. We
Okay.
have one ready. We have potential for 2 ready to actions for the characters who did not move nearly so much as Arkken and Arch. Or I said that backwards. Arkken and Arch didn't move nearly as much as the other 2.
Yeah.
So they can ready actions. And then what you see as the skeleton in front of you opens the door, you can see cultists and their minions. Obviously, there seems to be a theme going on in this little cult that each of them have their own little individual pets that they can summon and manage.
That's like
It's-
Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got their own little undead Pokemon to go along with them. Seems to be a storage area of various intent. Some of these boxes are dilapidated, unused. There's a strange chair over here with a lot of undead artwork, like a skull face on it and stuff like that. Just various stuff. That's what you take in the moment, but what's really important is the fact that there are some enemies in front of you. Yeah. Add turn. Oh, that's added everything. Oh, I did it twice. Okay. It added. Go away. Go away.
Geez, Jimmy, your mom let you have 2 turns?
Who says I'm going to use both of them?
Why wouldn't you?
And we're going to have to re-roll. There's a held action for a Burning Hands that was called out to me before the door
Mhm.
opened. And I could not recall if somebody else said that they were going to do something.
I
Not to
wrote something
mention
in
you're
chat.
Streaming.
I want to be ready in action. Slayer's Prey, the first co-wrangler coming to the door. Preparing Toll the Dead. Okay. No timestamps on that. I'm just going to let that happen. Koji, you made yourself a brick wall, and that's going to be your ready to action. Let's start with the who goes first with an initiative roll. Let's just get your select your character tokens.
Do you
and
want to
re-roll
clear?
initiative.
You want to clear out the initiative?
I believe it will just take over with the
It
new
just takes
value.
over. If nothing else, you can change it yourself if worst comes to worst. Did I just hear
Is there an
myself?
echo in here?
It's Doc. He's on open mic.
I'm sorry. I shut it
Oh.
off again.
You fiend.
I was opening the stream so I could see people chatting.
Another 20.
You have advantage.
No,
No.
No?
it
It
only
needs-
lasts for 1 combat. And I
Oh.
didn't have time to give someone.
Oh, fair enough, fair
Else.
enough, fair enough. I will shut up then about your class abilities. Apologies.
It's fine.
I, however, will not. They are all awesome. And you need
Simp.
praise.
Okay, we are in order, and it looks like what's going to happen first is Arkken Ironrunner's turn. He is going to Slayer's Prey as skeleton.
Yeah.
You have an option for the ghoul behind it. You can see it partially, but you do not have options for the cultists. due to
Well,
your
then.
angle.
If I get options, I'll mark the ghoul.
There you go. That's being you pick your prey, and you can see those 2. Elaneiros is preparing to toll the dead. Who do you want to toll? You can see the red robe cultist, the ghoul, and the skeleton. I'm going to rule at this particular point in time from your angle.
Well, I imagine that I prepared it just as the door was being opened, so it's just the first thing I see, and that's the skeleton, I imagine.
Okay. So the skeleton needs to make a saving throw. One moment. I did not mean to leave roll 20. Thank you.
I always roll
Firefox.
bad on the D12s. Remind me to never use a great axe.
It has a +2 to resist. And fails, taking the full damage of the 2d8, which is 10 damage. Oof.
Yeah, I take the 2d8 version.
Yeah, he split them up that way.
Which
It takes the brunt of that tolling sound, and its bones begin to crack and shudder, and it's barely held together, but you can only assume is necromantic magic because physics doesn't dictate that those shards should be working together at this point in time.
Yeah.
And that would also leave, according to the initiative chart that we're using for the surprise round here, Arch, Burning Hands, Fire Damage.
Yep. So the skeleton and the first of the two cultists would get hit, but not that third row.
Okay, that's still massive. And they get a saving throw?
Yep. Dexterity saving throw.
DC.
My DC is 15.
Skeleton makes it, so it takes half.
Takes half.
Which kills it. As the magical fire burns away any remaining magical energy. And no shards that were only being held together by magic fall to pieces.
Yeah, this also sets anything on fire that's burnable in that area. And I do sculpt it so it kind of, the fire comes around and over Koji's shoulders and then explodes into the room.
Nice. It sets the unattended items on fire, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if the creature is that aren't being morning carried, so the creatures aren't set on fire.
Correct.
And it ends here, so it wouldn't set this on fire. We'll say it's scorched by the intense heat, so there's some charring on the edges there.
What's
Didn't
this?
actually burn. That's a pillar.
A
It's
pillar?
a support structure that holds up the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm glad that's not on fire.
Yeah, it's made of stone.
Yeah.
Even more glad it's not on fire now.
If it was made of stone and on fire, we'd have problems.
Yes.
And we're going to circle back around to the top of the round. We have Arkken Ironrunner.
So the second guy didn't make his save, so he took.
No, he took the full brunt of
he
it.
took
And
the
yes,
full 10. Cool.
Yeah, and he was spending that little bit of action patting himself down, so he wasn't on fire. But he is scorched across his hands and his face, second, third degree burns, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did Arkken have it prepared?
Yeah,
Slayer prayed the ghoul.
Right.
All right, I have taken 5 feet forward, so I can actually hit it at my short range.
And I believe if we snapped a corner here, yeah, you should be able to see it and hit it.
Beautiful. Alrighty then, since it is already marked with Slayer Prey, I'm not gonna add on top because that feels gratuitous. So, hand axe
Hand axe.
plus
Hits it.
D4. Great. And then there's the
Nice.
prey. Not a lot of damage. But I have a second attack. Haha. Is the Ghibli Ghoul still standing?
Let's take a look. You have dealt 8, 11, 14, no, 12, sorry. 8, 11, 12. And then another 20 damage. So 20 damage total.
And then, alright, so.
It is still standing, but it looks like.
Wait, are we adding bless to damage?
No.
No.
He has effects.
So sit that
It's
Oop.
barely standing, is about as best as I can say it. It's sliced to pieces by your axes. with
All
powerful
right.
blows.
Bonus action. Offhand throw.
Finishes it off. Takes it
Ha-ha!
right through the center and blasts out its organs. And in a cinematic style, that gory axe holds in midair right in front of the cultist before teleporting back to you, leaving it a splash of guts all over the cultist's face.
I've got to look at the guy in the blue robe and say, "It's your turn next, horse." Alright.
I don't want to be in the cult anymore.
This cult's dangerous now. All right, Elaneiros, you are left with 2 targets, one who is damaged and one who isn't, and they are both casters, as you have seen from their kinfolk.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we don't need to go overboard. Our dear beefmen have this handled. So just another Toll the Dead on the nearby cultist.
Fails, taking 16 points of damage as his body is racked with necromantic energy telling him to fucking die.
Go to sleep.
No need to go overboard. 16 damage. That's
And
a
you can
really good
see
roll.
black striations coming down, like his veins are infected with necromantic energy as the energy courses through him and causes him to weaken.
Saloon beckons.
He spits out a curse to your god that I don't want to give words to. As he tries to one of my mini tabs find what I'm looking for. That's a nasty one. He's going to cast Ice Knife.
Nice to meet you.
Does a 20 hit you, Koji?
Yes, it does.
Take 3 points of damage as the Ice Knife stabs into you and then detonates. Make a dexterity saving throw, everybody in 5 feet of Koji,
I presume including Koji.
including Koji.
Sorry that you
Dexterity?
don't have
Dexterity saving throw.
Sorry that you don't have what?
a D4 to add.
I do have it. That's 14.
Okay, so we have a 12, 11. Okay, but let's see. Elaneiros is a 9.
The 12
Koji is now 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so Koji and Arkken make their saves. Arch and Elaneiros don't. Those who made their saves take no damage. Those who failed their saves take that damage I rolled for the 2d6.
Yep.
10 damage.
Wish I could opt to take it for our dear mage, but I cannot.
He has a chance to have his revenge as it is now his turn.
Which one of them did that?
Red robe there, and he's fucked up. The one that got told dead for like 16 points of damage.
I'm going to move to here and firebolt him.
Okay. You hit, and he dies as his weakened body, racked with necromantic energy, is torn apart in a very odd way that you've never seen a body fall apart because of the necromantic energy tearing through him. think about what Doom creatures look like when they get hit with a bomb or with a rocket, and but his legs are still there.
Oh,
Interesting effects that it take on creatures when they're hit with so much magic energy all at once. Koji, it's your turn, and you have a straight line to this asshole in the back here.
there. And given that I have full width to move the glaive properly here. 1, 2, and the butt, all into the same guy.
Oh.
As he is being sliced to pieces by your weapon, you leave him practically naked as his robes are bisected too. And he's standing there holding his shredded arms and hands and body as your glaive just does its work. And he's bleeding all over the floor with your flurry of motions, barely hanging on to life. His dagger in hand, unsure of what life is of anymore, terrified of what has occurred. He drops to his knees and he implores you to spare him. Please, I will turn away from all of this evil. Just don't hurt me.
Insight check.
Roll it. Especially Koji, who's standing right in front of him. He's making the plea to Koji. You're in another room, so it would be hard to... Your insight check can be made if you... I guess you're able to hear him now the door's open.
That's an investigation. Helps if I roll the right one.
I was about to say you're going to go over and give him a full physical.
Oh, cavity search for that truth.
It's gotta be
Are
out
you
there
gonna
somewhere.
you gonna tell me the truth sometime?
How deep do we need to go to find it? Elbow?
I'm sure if you squeeze, you can feel my lunch.
Oh, this is one scene from Fincher Brothers. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
It's great.
In the first season or something like that, second season, he's infiltrating a evil guy's base, and he grabs one of the henchmen by the balls and forces him to try to give up information. Then he just stops. Oh, what? Wait, what? Oh, it's just I feel a lump. Oh God. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know this is kind of heavy news. I need to go. I got to talk to my wife, my kids. Oh God. Yeah, it's fine. Just go. He lets the henchmen go because they found out he has cancer.
I do like the way they do work-life balance in that game.
Yeah,
That game show.
the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's both very clear to you that he's likely pleading for his life because he just got his entire shit handed to him. It's very uncertain whether or not he would remain true because it's almost like getting getting a confession under coercion. It's hard to believe it, because you forced him to do it. So you're not really sure he's up to it. Up to what he's saying, being a good boy from here on out.
All right. Koji's going to hold the glaive still for a moment and say, "It's not for me to judge who's guilty or not. I'll leave that to Bahamut." And then swing again.
Because we're just letting this action kind of happen outside of combat, it will occur. You're the one in front of him. You're the one being pleaded to. You're the one taking action. Arch, it was very clear to you this guy was definitely pleading for his life with a lot of dubious genuinity to his voice.
Gotcha.
So if Koji didn't kill him, you would probably be able to do something about that. Yeah. It would have been justified, at least from your point of view. And we are out of combat now. But what's this? What's on the other side of this bridge? That is not reveal area. That's hide area.
Darkness!
Oh no.
It is a bridge that goes up, from what you can tell. I'm just going to reveal more of this so you understand what you're looking at here. That's a pipe and it's a bridge going overneath over pipe work. So that it's a pretty tall arcing bridge. It goes over, and there's some stuff on the other side.
Gentlemen, before we continue, I need to grab something.
Oh,
And DM, let me know when I can do something.
You can do something, though something might be happening very soon.
Okay,
What do
I
you
want
need
to
to do?
jog down to the end of the hall to the guy that got killed fumbling keys trying to open that door
Mm-hmm.
and take his keys.
Okay.
And then I'll run back to the group.
Koji, roll a perception check.
All right. Perception. There we go.
There's activity on the other side of that bridge that you probably want to be ready for.
All right. Koji's gonna ready the glaive and sort of not yell but call, sort of loudly speaking backwards. Incoming.
So this is a tall bridge. Like I said, it arcs over like you do some of those old medieval bridges that have these full-on arcs. And if you stood on one side, you couldn't see who's standing on the other side. And that's what you're standing.
Awesome.
And
Thank you, Elaneiros.
yep.
Arkken, Arch.
All right. Round 3, I suppose.
We're just going to go ahead and reveal what's on the other side of that to save myself some time and pain in the ass actions. We're going to move on to more cultist attacks.
I'm guessing Bless is just about out by now.
Hey, DM, is
Mhm.
this area to the sides of the bridge open? Or is that like a wall?
Okay, what you're seeing, this is what I tried to describe to you. That is a cutaway. What you're seeing is a water pipe, and the bridge goes over it. That is a bisection to understand the terrain, and I revealed that portion to you so you could understand that it is a water
Right.
pipe.
Right, I just wanted to make sure. So I don't have clear sight to them because
No,
of the
you don't.
arch of the bridge.
The arch of the bridge, because of the wall and the pipe work and stuff like that. You can just imagine these are two separate rooms joined together by a bridge.
Sure, which is fine. I just wanted to
Mhm.
make sure I understood it correctly. That's what I thought.
That is perfectly understandable. Let's go ahead and just join this.
So was Bless over or not?
Bless lasts for X amount of time. How much?
1 minute.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Yeah, so what, 1 or 2 turns left?
Yeah, one or two rounds left. Let's just say 2 to be generous and not because we weren't tracking.
I was.
Were you? I mean, like
Yes.
the in between time, moving
Oh,
around and stuff
yeah,
like that. We weren't tracking how many
that
turns
I
that was and
can't.
rounds. Yeah.
That's why
So
I'm
we'll just
asking.
be like I said, 2 turns. Be fine. All right, so we're going to begin combat right away by hitting this button, and we're going to
Span
expand.
of 1 minute, we've ended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lives.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, at least
Yep.
3 of those things were dead already. What, one,
I'll
two,
grant you.
3, 4, 5 of them were already dead.
15. That's a better initiative roll.
No.
Also, thanks, Nexus. That advantage is really saving my ass.
Yeah, I could use it myself sometimes.
Please do every once in a while.
Well, I have been circling it through all of us.
Mm-mm. You haven't given it to Arch? Which
Yes,
is
I
fine.
have.
I don't care. I don't remember it.
I just
Ah.
haven't given it to Art as much.
Which is fine. Arch doesn't need to go first, usually.
So I have to say that despite being just a fighter, I'm feeling like a blender right now. This is
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Yep.
All right.
Koji has been very efficient.
Okay, so we'll pick up the action on this turn. You know that there's something on the other side of this bridge. Koji, you're allowed to go first before the enemy goes or anybody else goes. So, what is the action you'd like to take being on this side of the bridge, unsure of what's on the other side, even though you can quote unquote see it?
I think it would just be moving up to the bridge itself to see what's there.
Okay.
Is this in initiative or out of? It's in initiative, right?
It's an initiative just to control who's going when.
So we'll just be moving up here.
Yes, and you instantly see what's on the other side of the bridge as it rounds out and begins to arch back down to the ground down here. On the other side, you see more of the same that you've been dealing with. And these are smaller pillars, less support-like, and more usually functional. And they're holding on these torches here. That's what those are.
Right then. Was it on this square or in this square behind me that I was able to look?
The square that you're on now. You would kind of like, if you were here, you'd be peeking over and you'd be seeing the tops of their heads and maybe missing some detail. If you wanted to stop there, you could. This is the full detail of the room, being in that square.
I did one full detail.
Okay. Then you see everything, including all these other slabs of sarcophagi over here.
Okay. I am, however, going to move back a square.
Okay.
Just to there.
No,
They are-
then they have the high ground.
Don't try it.
You underestimate my power.
Mhm.
No, I'm going to move all the way back here. There we go.
Oh no!
Going, just going more of the same are incoming, and just prepare for whatever runs up first.
Your fighter is taking a defensive stance. Arch, what would you like to do? Anything before they act, which will be in the next 2 initiative turns.
I am not going to be as passive. I'm going to move up to here. Can I see any of them from here?
Like I said, you can see the tops of their heads, and you can see like the walls and these pillars and stuff like that. These are
That's
also
enough for me.
pillars.
I want to firebolt that guy.
Firebolt, which guy? The
That
red
guy.
or blue?
The
That guy.
blue.
Blue cultist. Okay.
Yep. Sucker has it coming.
Just
They all
headshot.
do. They all do.
The blue mage
And-
must die.
Brain's not working. Where is
Or
it?
he learns all techniques.
Oh,
Yes.
it's at the very top.
Strike some. Oh, fuck. Dude.
Enemy skill learned. Blender. Oh no.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Apparently a fire blender at this point.
Flender.
And that is my turn.
Going to remain
You
there?
strike him straight, like solidly across his upper chest and across his throat and collarbone, and just exposes his collarbone.
You.
Arkken, it's your turn.
Indecent.
All right, so I've just seen that one of my allies has for some reason run up ahead of the nice tanky fighty man. So I'm gonna try and encourage him staying alive at least a little bit. I am going to touch Arch and cast protection from evil and good.
Good touch.
Thank you. Let me 1 second. Disadvantage on attack rolls to you. Can't be charmed or frightened.
And I'm going to assume I can't see any of the enemies from here. Is that a
Jump.
correct assumption?
Jump.
Jump.
Jump. Just jump straight up and throw.
I can't throw, I just used my action.
Up and throw. I don't know. No, that requires
I'm
a
in
throw.
DMs right now. Give me a second to line out some stuff.
Take your time.
No rush.
All the rush.
Got it.
That's just flavor for you, sound screen.
Hmm.
Is that all you're going to do, Arkken? John?
Yes.
All right. At that point in time, it's going to be the cultist's turn, though right in front of them, this lantern falls to the ground and just shatters on the ground, causing them all to fall back in distraction. It's like, what? What's happening? Who else is here? And these two are now distracted, and any action they take will be at disadvantage as they are working their way around magic fire. It's like a magical oil. It seems colored like the ley lines, so who knows how they distilled it or if it was even them that did so, considering the age of the facility. And disadvantage occurs on their turns. And so as he tries to work around this magic fire that's just now burning in front of him,
What
a
caused
ray of enfeeblement arcs out. I have to do that again. Come on. Roll 20. And he rolls the exact same thing. And strikes Arch.
No, it doesn't.
Shield. Reaction. +8. What's your AC now?
18.
Then it strikes the magic shield you bring up in front of you, fizzling out as the energies counteract each other, one preventing, one trying to destroy and weaken. The zombie cannot take its movement because the fire has encapsulated its entire thought process as the magic draws its attention. The other cultists are not as distracted because the fire did not appear in front of them. This one is actually insanely angry at a certain caster who has caused great damage to his chest and torso. And he attacks with magic missile. Striking.
I take no damage from magic missile. Because
Really?
of shield.
Does it take up until the start of your next turn? Yeah,
Hmm.
holy shit. Well, sucks to be suck. And he watches his entire spell fail against you. Ah, I hate spellcasters, he says
That's it.
ironically.
You
So-
need to talk about this.
And then he sends his ghast after you. What is that movement? No, don't. Oh my god, don't do this to me. Roll 20. There's something I did that suddenly made the snap to center. There we go. Going to go insane. Roll 20 if you don't behave.
Okay.
Oh, behave.
He will have to double move to get to you. And so he is now in your face, Arch. Since he had the double move, he has no action. Elaneiros, it's your turn.
Can I see him from here, or do I need to move up?
You see the ghast very clearly. He's at the top of the but you don't see anything else other than the ghast.
Well, in any case, I do want to move up and do.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. Guiding bolt. 15 radiant damage slams into this.
18.
18. Yeah, that's right. +3.
That is all yours.
Everybody has advantage on him next turn. Koji.
Oh, for the next one that hits.
Oh, the next one that hits? Yeah, that's right. Next target. Next
All
attack.
right. I'm going to attack that guy then. Also, I forgot to make an attack of opportunity against him, but that's my issue.
I got a question. At that angle, would that be 10 feet or would that be... It's kind of like a knight's move angle.
Because D&D doesn't count additional movement for diagonal, that's still 10.
Okay. No, I'm sorry.
There are no circles in 5e. Everything is a square.
Go ahead. If you want to roll your preceding...
No, like I said, I forgot about it. I should have done it sooner.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attacks then.
All right. First attack will be with advantage because of Guiding Bolt, yeah?
Mm-hmm. You hit
Yeah.
very solidly, slicing away a large portion of it that wasn't blasted away by radiant energy. That somehow leaves the flesh looking better due to the holy nature, yet still dead.
Second
Just a little
attack.
bit less undead. Removes it from existence. As it falls to the ground in front of you, as your mighty glaive slices it to pieces.
Moving across the bridge then.
You see the strange fire burning here,
Huh.
and a missing lantern that used to be there last time you were up there.
They must have knocked it down themselves.
You must have. Arch, it's your turn.
Same guy's getting firebolted again.
Go ahead. Hits his other collarbone, almost disabling his entire upper body, leaving him bleeding, barely alive. The bleeding is only coming from scorched and ruined, burnt wounds.
Pardon me. I'm gonna just slide back here.
Are his shoulders visible?
Yeah, both of his collarbones are visible. He's being very risque.
Indecent!
Yeah, there's been rumors that he's been holding hands too.
Is he showing ankles?
I mean, there's somebody else's ankles. I mean, you don't know where he got him from. He is a grave robber.
That's somehow less bad.
You can see his wrist.
Arkken is just going to be quiet in his entire lack of pants.
Wait, Arkken.
Not even a cod piece.
Have you not seen Arkken's full token?
Zoom in.
I thought he had pants. In my head, he has pants, like shorts.
No, it's about as much as he's had. It seems to have like like in World of Warcraft, he has those little tabards that go down over your crotch. It's all he's got, man. His little dangly thing in front of his dick.
So when he runs,
A little dangly thing in front of his dangle.
Let's just say his inner knees are even bruised. It slaps mighty.
All right, so there's a guy in front of me.
There's this guy who's really fucked up, and these guys are untouched.
Which guy's untouched? The red guy?
The red guy and the zombie are untouched. The blue guy is barely hanging on to life.
All right, well,
Narikins.
red guy's gotta get the good old 1-2 punch. Oh, Hunter Sense, that's the wrong thing. That's the thing. Slayer's Prey. Get fecked.
Mm-hmm.
Hiya.
Plus prey.
Yes. Oh, damage is damage. And the second one. Aha, I am. Last turn of bliss. Yeah.
Yes, you hit and smack the shit out of them with your axes. They slam into him, leaving cuts and lacerations where they were before they return magically to your hands.
Stop being cultist, you bloody nonsense.
It's just following in the family business. My dad was a cultist, and his granddad was a cultist before him. I'm just doing what I know.
Be more independent.
it's not a face, Dad.
You should have been a fisherman.
You're not my real dad.
Okay, Arkken. Oh, you think that's funny, huh? And
Yeah.
you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Hi. Yeah. Ha!
You succeed. As you you start initially to start. No. Kill, death, murder. As you shake off the sudden urge to just laugh your fucking head off.
In a completely serious tone. Ha! Ha!
He looks a little concerned.
Ha.
He looks very concerned.
I would too. The
And he
8-foot tall
starts,
cowman is angry.
And can't move tokens without dragging my entire map. What is going on?
Is it
On
on
the
the map
player?
layer?
No.
He's the most powerful token.
Layer issues.
And he moves over here and no, you fool, don't go in there! I'm getting away! I'm getting away! As this one scolds the red one for running that direction.
Ooh, we're getting an idea for the hierarchy.
Stop them, please! And the zombie shambles its way around the fire to try to attack you.
Opportunity.
Oh yeah, that's right by here then, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Nice.
What was that noise?
That was me going, what?
Do you have Sentinel too?
I do not. Not yet.
Oh,
I
the
will
zombie-
in one level.
Moves forward to you to make one swing at you. Uh, 12 does not hit as he just feebly punches at you and strikes off of your fan braces on your armor. And that is it for his turn. This cultist is going to snarl hatefully and choose to go out fighting.
Skippy's done a bang up job thus far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No big deal. He drops his knife to the ground and casts Catapult. And the 1 pound knife, which is roughly about how much they weigh, I think, because a sword is 3 pounds. A third of a sword is 1 pound. Flies at Arkken, who has to make a dexterity saving throw.
I would have loved to have been a monk right now, just to catch and throw back.
And it flies past you into the stonework of the arcing bridge behind you and slams into it with significant force.
The dagger arced past Arkken into the arch that is in front of Arch.
Dealing about 13 points of damage to the stone behind you to give you an indication of how hard that hit. And he starts preparing another spell as he knows you're going to attack him. But it is now Elaneiros' turn.
No.
Oh, and the knife breaks at that attack. Then a damage is also reflected onto the object.
Let's just sit down and listen to the church bells. On that guy.
Oh, he makes it.
Sadness.
His
Dang
hate.
it.
His hate carries him through. You
Was
can
such
see
a good roll.
in somewhere in another life he would have a red lightsaber.
This cultist is my spirit animal.
Hmm. Is that all, Elaneiros?
Yep.
Koji, it is your turn. You have a zombie in front of you. Cultist to your left.
So there's a zombie in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Would I be able to stand like there?
You're
Or
not
is there
provoking
fire
any.
there?
No, there's a fire's on this side of the pillar.
Okay. In that case, just moving there and lave at the cultist.
Hits and finishes him off. He is seriously missing parts of his body as you sever them apart from him.
All right. Second attack at the zombie. I have yet to miss.
You take a good chunk off of it, but the zombie is still standing.
I mean, it is a glaive of accuracy.
And a bonus action for the butt end of the glaive. Just slam.
It fails its save to stay up using zombie resilience. I think that's what it's called. Undead fortitude. That's what it's called.
Just shatter the skull of it.
Yeah, and just collapses to the ground. And all that remains is
Mr. Redman.
areas I need to reveal, but that's the hide areas.
This-
Reveal areas.
I still have more movement, so I do want to get revealed so I can see where to go.
You see a doorway to the left, and down to the south, where the cultist is, you see him trying to open this door, and in front of the door, you see a sign.
Yep.
If you choose to pause to see the sign, that is up to you, but the cultist is right there trying to open the door.
I'm going to move after the cultist.
Okay.
That is how far I get.
Okay. If you choose to read the sign, it says, "Do not open on orders of the head cultist." But not, it doesn't say head cultist, but just assume like whatever his title is, which I haven't determined any titles for their hierarchy yet.
It would be an action to try to intimidate, right? I don't believe I have any actions left, so
I don't know.
yeah, it would be. It would be.
Okay.
So yeah, just gonna follow along after him as a fucking slasher villain.
Mm-hmm. Reek, 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 reek. You're strolling after him in that powerful Michael Myers stride as Jason Voorhees coming after you.
Yep.
So, Arch, what would you like to do?
If I move to here, am I going to be able to see him?
Not really.
I kind of figured, but I thought I'd ask.
It's fine.
So I will double move to there.
You see the sign,
And
and it says, "Warning, do not open."
I
Hang on.
saw the sign. Yes,
Underneath
I'm
the
good.
head priest or head cleric. Say priest. Arkken, it's your turn. You would
Yeah.
have more of a line of sight on him.
That's fine. I'm gonna do something I haven't done before. Because I can.
Hmm.
I'm gonna run in. Full fucking force.
Mm-hmm.
And then... I didn't have to dash. I had it. He was closer than I thought. Oh well. I can't do that. Still,
You didn't need to
God.
dash. What do you want to do?
No matter. It was just if I had to dash, I could do something else. But I'm still gonna go with the flavor, and I am going to lower my head towards this man.
Hmm.
Poor guy.
You hit. You slam into him. Are you trying to pin him to the wall in a dramatic fashion? What are you trying to do? Just hit him? Gore him?
Well, I'm gonna try mostly to get some stabbing on him, but if I can manage to, knock him down, that would be great.
I don't think it's really in the rules for your horns to do anything more than gore. I was just...
Well, if I use a
See.
bonus action, it is. So I've got to shove him into the wall really, really hard.
Okay. DC strength plus your proficiency bonus. What's the DC then?
DC is 40. Nope, 50.
Doesn't matter. You rolled a 10.
Great.
No bonus. And so you slam him, and he's pinned into the corner. And so we'll just say he's up against the wall here. Just hold down Alt and get him kind of in that little weird space, not really in the square, but he's to indicate that he's against the wall.
The penetrator.
And so while I'm standing there, I'm just going to say, stay still, and I might let you live.
And you're kind of sharing his space a little bit, so we'll just do a little bit of that as well.
I just imagine the kind of horror where he starts hearing the fucking plate mail around the corner, like dong, dong, dong. He hears the light footsteps, they just hears clock, 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 clock. Sook!
And as you slam into him, the strength behind your blow begins to rattle the doors behind him.
We are kind of horrifying.
Hey, strength-based stranger. Beautiful.
I mean, just the feel of this party is kind of scary.
I like it. But still, I'm gonna tell him, if he stays still, I'm not gonna kill him.
Is this the fantasy version of a SWAT raid?
Yes. We just need some flashbangs. Let's take a level in cleric and become a light domain cleric so we get warding flare. Flashbang!
Burning Hands is my flashbang.
Ah. I thought that was just your bunker clearer.
No, I haven't used that spell yet.
Get out of the pillbox. And yeah, even though I could gore him with my horns even worse, I'm gonna leave it at this.
Wait, you could gore him worse?
Yeah. I have extra attack, Doc.
Just unnecessarily gore the guy.
Yeah, exactly. And I've just told him if he doesn't move, I'll let him live. So let's see if he's a dumbass. Or if I'm a dumbass. My turn's over.
I'm in DMs. Hang on a second.
That's okay. That's what I was assuming. No, but the thing is, why I was wondering if I had to dash is because if I dash, I can do this.
Goring Rush.
My horns are super versatile.
Yeah, the ladies know.
Mm-hmm. All three of them.
Oh, goodness. So what are you wanting to do now that you have the cultist pinned to the wall? Are you wanting to disarm him? I guess there's really not much you can do. It's kind of his action at this point.
I mean, I do technically have an extra attack, but like I said, I'm just gonna tell him, if you don't move, I'll let you live.
Let's see if he takes the deal.
He pees himself. He's terrified. He's obviously was running from you, and considering I don't know if Arkken came in there kind of hot to deal some damage. If you would have seen this sign that he's kind of in the way of, yeah, it's underneath you. We're just going to ignore the fact that that's a problem. You can move around that sign pretty easily. And he starts begging for his life. He's blabbering and blathering. It seems like gibberish if it weren't for the fact that you understand half of the words he's saying, because he's only saying half a word at a time. But then I got to do this. Please stop. Stuff like that. Just not really getting full words out. Obviously losing his shit.
Yeah, best part is I have my horns in him. I'm staring directly down and I can see the puddle. This is beautiful.
The smell is wonderful.
Why did I have to be decent at perception?
Why is my nose bigger than all the other races? Oh god, I can just smell everything. Breathe through my mouth does not make it better. Does not make it better.
I mean, I'm in another campaign. I'm playing as a snake man, and we got thrown into a fucking sewer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
And because he's so terrified, what he's going to do is lose all sense of tact and rational thought, and he's going to lash out at you with his dagger. Just in that, like, okay, let me go. And he rolls an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits. I have 16 AC.
Dealing 3 points of damage because he's a weak ass caster and he's using a dagger on you. And that's his turn.
So much for mercy, I guess.
He's terrified. He's obviously lost all sense of wit and sense.
Yeah, he's got to lose all. He's got to lose all sense in a moment.
Elaneiros, it's your turn.
So, is he gonna die, or what's happening?
They tried to pin him to a wall to get him to surrender, but is already in terrified state. He was already trying to run past a sign warning, "Don't go past this sign," and even the warnings of his cohort up there telling him, "Don't do that." And then all of a sudden he got slammed into by a gigantic bull man, peed himself, and then it was just panicking and stabbing. Up to you to interpret that as anything as more than resistance, belligerence, or just fear. Up to you.
I don't really think I can do anything good about that at this point.
So you wish to do nothing?
I am thinking
Don't take your time. No
I
rush.
could put him to sleep, but yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here for a sec.
Elaneiros is conflicted in morality as he doesn't understand whether or not this man is going to surrender or not. Koji,
Hello.
there is a man who is pinned to the wall, pissing himself and stabbing your friend.
Arkken, back off. As he winds up the glaive.
I don't think you have do you have disadvantage for grapple?
No.
No.
Okay.
The only thing that would change in an actual grapple is speed.
Then you have no disadvantage. You can attack anyways. That's just flavor words.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I am, however, as I'm bringing it up, just flipping it ever so slightly and hitting with the flat.
Okay.
I'm going for non-lethal.
Understood. Roll. You hit. Oh, slashing. Yep. You need to change that. He's dying now.
As weird as it is, going for non-lethal doesn't change the damage type.
I know, it's weird. I will non-lethally slice you to pieces.
What?
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be bludgeoning, I guess. Is he knocked out by it, or does he need more motivation to go to sleep? Because I got 3 more. 2 more.
He's still standing, and his eyes are doing that very like anime, wide-eyed, panicking. His eyes are darting back and forth.
Right, one more.
He's dead.
Still going for non-lethal as it is. Just bonk, bonk.
Well, yeah, sorry, he's unconscious. And Ella and I'll move Arkken back a little bit.
There we go.
And
He'll
reestablish squares. And let's put the sleepyhead over him. And I will also put the
He'll live. He might never do high-level math again, but he'll live.
exactly. He's out, and the red dot indicates that it's from a concussion. He's not getting up anytime soon.
Well, I was wondering if we could ask him what's behind this door, since it's so nicely signed and everything.
Yeah, let's do that when he's not with a dagger that throws to your neck.
You can call me Leatherneck, because that didn't hurt very much.
And we are out of combat. And from the sounds of things, anybody who makes a perception check, no check required, just pointing out that you don't hear anything that indicates anything else is coming.
Sure thing.
So far,
Just making sure that this guy isn't actually dying.
Sure. He is not dying, but he may have problems like they joked about doing higher level math. He did just get brained by the flat end of a heavy glaive.
which was swung at a 10-foot range. You'd call its full range of motion into that.
It's got a lot of leverage behind it. He got thwapped. But he'll be fine if he gets rest and actual medical care. But for the moment, he should be stable. Especially with that check he just made. He should be fine.
Sounds good.
Just like put him in, what's it called, the side rest, so he doesn't choke on his own vomit. Just
Yeah,
in
there you go.
case.
Recovery position.
There we go. Just let him wake up to the bloodbath of this place when we're done. Just traumatize him further.
So, this
So
is
what are we
called the downward dog.
Yes. So there he is. There's everything else. What do you guys want to do?
So, who knocked over the lantern? Them, right?
Don't ask
I don't
me.
know. Is there something wrong with the lantern?
No, it's just knocked down. Wasn't when I looked. They must have knocked it over themselves, scrambling to get at us.
It's an old building filled with undead and cultists. Maybe it was a vengeful ghost or something.
Right there. I wonder if I can put a little.
You know what? You're right. I'll accept your explanation and ask no further questions. The less I think about ghosts, the better.
I don't think we felt any rumblings from explosions or earthquakes, so yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like right there, but colored blue.
Should we put out the fire, though?
I think it'd be prudent.
Is it a normal fire or is it?
It seems to be some sort of substance that burns a magical blue color. It seems, to your massively good Arcana check early on, to be related to the ley line energy, somehow captured and distilled, and it will burn for some time. And you're not sure how to put it out.
I mean, I can
without
try
special.
I'll try to use prestidigitation to pull it out.
It causes the energy of the flame itself to sputter out, but the pool of energy is still there, and it's sizzling as it dissipates back into what you can assume is the weave itself, as the captured essence is now released. It's just going to naturally float back up into the weave.
Before it completely disperses, can I quickly grab with my gloved hand, grab some, throw it in a water bottle, shake it really good, and then drink it?
Do you
It's a mana
seriously?
potion.
Do you seriously want to do that?
If an arcane check makes it where I believe that will not kill me, yes.
One moment.
Can I roll a medicine or anything on that?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Let's see.
Soundscream thinks it's a good idea.
Remember, if it's ghost related, you're protected.
And I can do an Arcana check to see if Arch thinks it's a good idea.
Give me a second, guys. I'm being interrupted. One moment.
Sure.
It's okay.
How the fuck did I not miss any attacks in that whole fight?
Magic.
Clearly. I'm just saying, statistically, I should have missed at least once.
It's because Hila was watching. That's why.
My reaction spells came in clutch a couple times there.
Oh yeah. The first Dispel Magic was a bit of a waste, though, because it would have just missed.
Yeah, Ray of Enfeeblement, I don't remember exactly what it does, but I didn't want to roll the dice on it, and I said I was casting it before he rolled it.
Yeah.
So how are you doing on spell slots, everyone?
Fantastic.
I have the exact same amount I started with. I've not used a single spell slot.
I have 5.
I've got 2 first, a second, and a third left.
So you're pretty decent still.
Yeah, a little less than half of my slots are gone.
Also, I don't have spell slots. That was the joke.
Yeah, I got that.
I have, however, used all my other resources. Wait, no, actually, no, I haven't. I have yet to use Retaliatory Strike even once in this campaign.
Okay. I am back. Sorry about that, guys.
Welcome
That's
back.
It's okay.
No problem.
All right. We're asking a very sideways question about this thing.
Do it.
Hey, my thought is I'd like to roll an Arcana check, and if it's low, he's doing it regardless. If it's high, you can tell me if it's a good or a bad idea.
Poor choices make for excellent play.
That's how I feel about it. Obviously wasn't going to drink it while it was on fire.
But now that it's not and it's only burning,
Right.
So it's only boiling.
Exactly.
As your doctor, I would strongly advise against it. As a fellow student, go ahead.
I think I read about
Okay.
this in a book once.
So what you have in front of you is a liquid that resembles water, noted for its shimmering glow and magical radiance. It is a potent source of arcane energy in the form of raw magic distilled from the ley lines around you. Roll your Arcana check.
All I'm hearing so
That
far
is a nat 1.
That is a nat 1.
I
you
love it.
assume that this magical energy likely could infuse you with power to do what you've always wanted to do. Give me a second to flavor that in a quick DM.
And my opinion as a
So awesome.
medical person,
Give me a second to get to that. I've been focusing on what he asked me.
it's fine.
I'm just saying it's a boiling liquid on the
Look,
floor of a place with the undead.
Here's the thing. The mercury's a metal, right? Metal's strong. It'll make my bones metal. I'm drinking mercury. That's my thought process here. I'm doing it.
I'm not smart enough to know this is
All
a
right.
bad idea.
All right, give me
I-
a. I gotta read one more thing. Hang on a second.
Not kidding.
For what it's worth, we're very sorry.
No, this is something that
You somehow should have expected.
never expected. Never expected. And I can't tell you why I never expected it because I can't expect it. Give away too much. All right. If okay, so you have to understand what this is, Elaneiros, to understand what it's going to do to him. Arcana would be the most relevant thing, but we could stretch it to religion if you want to, but that's going to be high on religion, lower on Arcana.
I can do Arcana.
Okay. Just shy.
It's fine.
Okay, so what's in front of you is a raw magical energy distilled from the weave itself, the weave that wraps around the world that gives magic its power and control and stuff like that. The goddess Mystra, she controls the weave itself and protects it and makes sure that it's used for, well, anybody's purpose. You know, Mystra really doesn't have a morality when it comes to who uses it. Necromancy is a thing for a reason. Roll medicine. Directly drinking or ingesting raw magic could do one of two things. It could infuse the creature with raw magic, boosting their abilities, maybe giving them new abilities. It could overpower their physical form, because their physical form is not meant to directly come in contact with raw magical power. Though that is the best guess you can come up with. You have no basis for it in written medical knowledge. You're just thinking, this thing just burned. Should you drink this?
Also, it's on the floor for place with undeads.
Arch, I do.
He's going for it. He's dug out his bottles. I mean, he seems intent on it to the nth degree. And if you're going to
I know
stop
what
him,
you're
it might be a
thinking, Arch.
restraining option.
Mm-hmm.
But
Roll.
I don't think it's a good idea. Maybe, well, at the very least, if you insist, please, if you don't like it, don't swallow, spit.
Okay, not a lot of time. It's
And,
dissolving. I put it in the
try
bottle,
and-
I shake it with some water, and I chug it.
Okay, I need you to
Try-
roll a D100.
So
Get
basically,
ready to discharge.
basically, this is how how sorcerers are made.
All right, give me 1 second to split this up. 1, 2,
So when
3,
a ley
4,
line
5,
and a
6,
wizard
7,
love each other very much,
10, 11.
I'm gonna get reamed.
you're gonna get rimmed.
In my head, what my mind just had Cyntari say is, so aren't you pregnant?
Yeah.
Not what I'm looking for. I am not prepared for this. So I'm having to dig up information.
To be fair, I don't think any of us were.
Suddenly, his intelligence and strength stats switch numbers.
I am now the beef, you the nerd.
No.
No.
So while Cyntari's finding this out, Soundscream, what's the worst case scenario here?
Arch dies.
Yeah, and so what's my backup character gonna be?
No. Not Arch. Everyone dies.
Yeah, because End of the campaign right there.
And this is why we don't get to play Cyntari's campaign anymore.
I mean, to be fair, it's over.
Mhm. Let's go back to this list.
That's generally not a good sign to hear.
I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Go right ahead, please.
If you need any help, please just let me know.
With going to the bathroom?
No,
Doc?
yeah.
I need you in this other channel.
So next, did
Okay.
you expect that?
No. Very interesting.
Meow, bitch.
And I have completely derailed the session.
Well, yeah.
And did not
It's cool.
expect that.
What did you
Cool.
expect by doing that?
You know, I like to try to think out of the box.
Uh-huh. So, you know why you need a break sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So why are you putting Cyntari in that same boat?
I want to play my campaign next week.
It's the only reason? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm coloring.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm standing ready with
Asking. Who would ask anything? Sorry. Our friend in chat is like, did you ever think about just asking? I was like, no.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah. What's the fun in that? Asking's the coward's way.
Askin isn't a coward. He's
No,
a good boy.
Askin is a hormonal teenager.
And yes, that's a character in another campaign.
Yes. A
But yeah.
beautiful campaign.
It's much more fun to be presented with dangerous stuff and just going with it.
Right. And here's the thing, right? If I hadn't rolled a nat 1 on it,
You wouldn't have done it?
I wouldn't have done it.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, too late now.
Yeah. And since it's not guaranteed to kill you, Ela
Oh,
won't really stop you directly.
Oh,
Like,
God.
you can choose for yourself. And hey, you are the expert on the subject.
Apparently not. Cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Sneaky.
So great. It's the best.
Is it?
Yep, I have it running in my mind every now and then.
Well, ain't that nice?
Not really. Because I can't get the rhythm right.
Sneaky.
Yes, what could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. Obviously.
I wonder if I should worry about how long they've been gone.
Oh, yes. You should. Very much so.
I am also wondering why Koji was the one being pulled in. Or if
Also,
it's
I'm
I
just
think he
going
was
to
getting
say,
fellow DM approval.
yeah.
I'm also just going to say, if this is what kills your character, I am not drawing your backup character.
Why not?
Dumb ways to die.
This is a cool way to die. It isn't that out of character for Arch to do this.
For Arch, no, but still. Now that song's in my head. God damn it.
I've had characters die in way dumber ways.
Fair, but
One of my characters I killed in like session 2
how?
because there was this large necromantic orb
Oh no.
floating in the above an altar, and my Tabaxi Amber looked at it and went, "Ooh, shiny!" and leapt for it,
Okay.
and it just disintegrated her chest and lodged itself into there, replacing basically the entire chest area.
Hmm. 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 That's not good.
No,
No.
but it was fun. And then I get to make a deal with my DM about how I make a dark deal to come back alive.
Oh, it's that character
Yes.
that had like
Mm.
5 or 6 switches in character.
So poor girl. But it was so fun.
Isn't that the most important thing about this entire game?
Yes. And Soundscream is having fun. And we are all just standing around
Watching
Arch
him do
eating
this.
popcorn.
I mean, if they don't come back soon, I might have this finished.
How quickly can I cast Leoman's Tiny Hut? Takes a minute. Yeah, that's not good.
Mm.
So that song is now just running in my head. But I don't want to sing it again because copyright.
So drinking a part of a ley line.
Here we're gonna
You
find out what
become,
happens if you do that.
You become one with the live stream.
I've played that
You-
Final Fantasy game.
You are Sephiroth.
Sephiroth. For those of you
Sephiroth,
who are
if he was
unaware
a
of a
weak little
certain
nerd.
YouTube channel, go and watch Jacques the Whipper.
Jack the Vipper?
Jacques the Whipper.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
And Soundscream has fallen down into the deep well of gifts.
Mhm.
Yeah. So many gifts on Discord now. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, they didn't even go to a different channel. They went to a different server.
No,
What?
you can't see the channel they're in.
Okay.
Is it the one that you drag me into every now and then?
I don't think so. It's the one where when I do Let's Play recordings,
Ah,
me and Sin sit in. I think only me and him can see it.
Well then. Follow me, flabbergasted.
I mean, this rate, John is gonna be back from the John. John is using himself. What?
I found a gift.
What gift you found?
You wanna see?
Yeah. Happy Nari noises.
So nice weather.
I mean, you can also just start singing again.
No,
I mean, you could.
I could, but apparently I get called out for it and make clips and whatnot.
Yeah, because it's just beautiful.
So evil.
No, it's
No, it's not.
beautiful. Yes,
No.
it is.
No. You may not lie.
I am not. There they are.
They have returned.
I have returned, and
What are you gonna do with them?
What am I going to do with them? Is this Sound Scream?
Mhm.
You there?
Mhm.
Arch drinks this hurriedly with all the ideas fresh in his mind about what it's going to do, compounded upon your desperation in several aspects. You slug this liquid down and nothing happens. Then suddenly everything happens. A bright light fills your freaking vision. Your mind bursts with light, sound, and energy. Everybody watching this, watching him after he drinks it, again, nothing happens right away. And all of a sudden, his eyes, nose, mouth, and ears erupt with light as he just starts emitting light like some sort of horror creature. And he just stands there, almost screaming silently as the power courses through his body. His skin shimmers as the energy of raw magic courses through his entire body. As it subsides, which takes several moments to do, you are left with an Arch standing there with his hair seemingly pushed by a faint breeze that doesn't exist. His skin slightly sparkly. His eyes have a glint to them. And he gains 2 additional free spell slots to his first level spells.
Oh wow.
But the downside is you are now Edward Cullen from the Twilight series.
Oh no. No.
The glowing from your eyes, ears, and mouth and nose all fade, and then all you're left with glints of motes that don't seem to hold still in your eyes, and your skin shines as if it was embedded like quartz and sandstone when the light catches it. And it's not like sandstone itself. Anybody looking closely, your skin just has tiny motes in it.
Yeah, I think
And-
I fall over once it stops.
And you feel a surge of energy inside of you, and it has not stopped. It's just subsided. And roll a will save. Thank you.
Mhm.
You feel a crystallization inside your mind. You can't explain it. You don't know what it means. You just feel something solidify inside your brain. Yeah. And unfortunately, real life has pulled me away. I cannot proceed to the story beats that I want to proceed to. I would like to run my game next week.
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Sure.
I am very
Alrighty.
fine with that because I do need to go poop.
Doing a full physical.
Go,
Let's
leave
go
your
right
don't
now.
touch
So-
your tokens, leave everything as they are.
I'm
So
touching
just to
it.
clarify, I got 2 permanent bonus spell slots to level 1.
That's it.
Are those slots currently spent?
No.
Okay.
It's not a
They have
tumor.
permanence.
Now I have to go get ready and do something. I will see you guys later.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good game,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Um,
Thanks to our friends
GG.
who were listening along with us, and we will see you guys next week.
yeah. Thank
Thanks
you.
everyone. Thank you Namo for checking in. I also know that that my good friend Storm is also listening, but he tends to be a quiet listener. So we're calling him out for lurking.
God, I wish you would learn from him.
No.
Anyways, you guys have a great week, and this will be up on YouTube shortly.